Hello everyone, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I am going to be doing the announcement video for the POC-a-thon. So if you were with me last year, you know that last year in August we did a week-long readathon where we basically read books by POC authors and with POC characters. Since then, we've had the Black-a-thon, the Asian Readathon, and so once again, this year in August, instead of 1 week this time for 2 weeks, and that's from August 19th to August 31st, we are going to be doing the POC-a-thon for the second year in a row. So I know a lot of you you have books, you bought books, you went out to your library and borrowed books for the Blackathon and Asian Readathon, and I know not all of you got to all the books you wanted to get to. So if you have some books left over, if you need to go out and borrow some more books, please come and join us once again for the POC-a-thon. So returning from last year is myself, Min from Kira the Scrivener, Kevin from Storyglyph, and new this year as a host is Rashmika from Rashmika Likes Books. Once again, I want to say thanks to Min for the idea for this, for coming up with this, for getting us together, and because of her, we're doing this again for a second year in a row. So there are prompts for this readathon. You don't have to complete all of the prompts, but the prompts are there to give you ideas for types of books that you can keep an eye out for and choose to read during this readathon. So if you can do all the prompts and you can fulfill them all in the 2 weeks, all the power to you. If you can find multiple books that fit multiple prompts at the same time, do that too. Do whatever you feel comfortable with during this readathon. So I'm going to give you those prompts, and the first one is read books featuring main characters from three different ethnicities. Now, they all don't have to be in the same book. If you can find a book that has characters from three different ethnicities in one book, all the power to you. That's good. If not, over the books that you read over the readathon, try to have those books have characters from three different ethnicities. So that's the first prompt. Prompt number 2 is to read a book with intersectional characters in it. So you can read a book where the person is one of the characters or the main characters, side characters. I would probably try to shoot for a main character, but they can be trans and black. It can be Asian and neurodivergent. The story can either be the main focus of the story could be the challenges of being those things, or they could just be incidental to the character and the story not be about the oppression or challenges that they face because of that. But we try to encourage people to read different types of stories with different types of main characters, and so I encourage you all to try to fulfill this prompt. Next prompt is to read a translated book, or if you speak another language and you can read in another language pretty well, try to read a book in the language that you know. So, for example, if you live in Portugal and you know English and Portuguese, read a book in Portuguese. If you're like me and you're American and you can only read English, then pick up a translated book and also download Duolingo and have the owl basically harass you into learning another language. Do that. So have fun with this prompt. Pick some interesting books from other countries and different languages and see what they have to offer, because some of the stuff we miss out on because it's either hid behind a language barrier or we don't really branch out far enough to see what they have. So if it's translated into English, see how good it really is. The next prompt is to read a poetry collection or a nonfiction book, and you can pretty much guess who came up with the idea for the second part of that prompt. But yeah, go ahead and delve into the world of nonfiction and poetry and see what great things people of color have written about and what they've been exploring through the poetry or some nonfiction topics out there. The next prompt is to read a book by an author from a different continent. So if you live in the United States or in North America, try to read a book from someone who lives on the South American continent, Europe, Asia. And if you, for example, if you live in Europe, then you should read a book from North America, South America, Asia, Africa. Just wherever continent you live on, try to read a book from an author that lives on a different continent than you yourself currently are. And the last prompt is one that I contributed to, is to read a graphic novel, comic book volume, or manga in which the artist, writer, colorist is a person of color. If you pick up a manga, you can pretty much fulfill this prompt. But for you out there who who like read American comics, I would encourage you to try to find not just a comic where the writer is a person of color, but also try to find a comic where either like the colorist or the letterer or the person who does the artwork in the book, or if you could find a comic where the whole creative team is is or are people of color, then I say go for it. Because a lot of times we focus just on the writer of the comics and not so much like the artist or the letters or the people who do the coloring, and we kind of forget them. So try to also find comics where those people are also people of color, and who contribute to the making that comic what it is. So those are the prompts for this readathon. I look forward to seeing all of you join. You can follow us on Twitter because we do have a Twitter this year. Or that is the at POC-a-thon. I will place that down in the description box below. Also, the channels of all the other hosts, I will be placing their links down in the comment section below, or in the description box below. And when they come out with their announcement videos, I'll link them here as well. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, on Instagram at, I think it's Justin the Ghost Reader, and also on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading.